Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Nature and the Universe, we draw everything that's in nature and everything that's up in the skies. So let's begin. Today I'm going to show you how to draw this cute little worm. So let's begin. This is what you'll need for today's drawing. You're going to need a piece of paper. I have a dollar store drawing pad. It's 8.5 by 11 inches wide. You're going to need a pencil and an eraser. And if you have an old paintbrush that you've never used for painting, you can use it to brush away your eraser bits and dust. We're only using two colors today. We're going to use a green marker. You could also use crayons or coloring pencils. And we're going to use a black fine tip marker. If you don't have a fine tip, you can use any marker you want, okay? So let's clear off our workspace and let's begin. Because I'm using marker, I have a little scrap paper under my page so I don't get marker on the next page. That's just a little tip for you. Now let's draw our worm. We're going to start by drawing it in with pencil, outlining it, and then erasing our pencil marks. At least that's what I'm going to do. So the worm's head is a big round circle. Okay? And we can go ahead and draw, let's make it a her today. Let's draw her eyes, some big oval eyes with another oval here at the bottom. Same thing for the other eye, big oval at the bottom. And I'm going to give her a nice big smile. And we'll give her some cheeks and eyelashes and eyebrows after. Let's just draw her body first. Now watch how I draw her body. She's got a squiggly body because she's a worm, so watch. I'm doing a curve up and down and then up for her tail and around like this. Okay? So that's my worm. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to take my black fine liner pencil or pen, marker, geez, I'm mixing up my words here, and I'm going to outline everything. Now the only thing I'm not going to outline is this line here that I'm going to erase. Why don't I erase that right now? Because that's, you know, her head is part of her body, right? So I'm not going to draw a line there, but I'm going to outline everything else with my black marker. And I'm not worried too much about going outside of the pencil line because I am going to erase it. See, I'm kind of going outside my pencil line, but it doesn't matter. There. I'm also going to outline her eyes. I'm going to make this one a little bigger, actually. Like I said, I'm erasing the pencil, so it doesn't matter. And her mouth. Now, if you're going to erase your pencil marks, my friends, I always tell you this, be careful. Make sure that your marker is dry. If you touch it and you get marker on your finger, it's not dry and you have to let it dry for a little bit. It depends on the marker. I know my marker is dry. It's not smudging and it's not on my finger, so I'm going to go ahead and start to gently erase the pencil from my page. And I'm erasing it gently because I don't want to rip my page. If you erase too hard, you could damage your paper. And you might say, oh, but I'm only using scrap paper, so it doesn't matter. Well, it's a good habit to get into because once you start to buy more expensive paper, you're not going to want to damage that paper. It's a good idea to get into the habit of it right away. Learn how to do things the right way at first, and then it'll become a habit, and you won't be going really hard on your good paper when you start to really get into drawing and painting, okay? Develop some good habits. Now, I said I was erasing very lightly, and I'm going to erase a second time because there are some pencil marks that didn't get erased. But if you go lightly, you can erase a second time, no problem. without damaging your paper, okay? Now we're going to take our green marker, and the whole worm is green. She's all green except for her eyes. So just fill in the green, but don't get any into her eyes, okay? I absolutely love these dollar store markers. Mom and Dad, if you're looking for some nice markers for your kids, these are brush ends. It's almost like, it feels like you have a paintbrush in your hand. It's really nice. And the dollar store stuff is pretty good. I don't have any problems with it. Oh, Jack, are you okay? My poor Jack is coughing. That's my dog. Usually in the videos you hear him snoring. I just like to outline everything. That way I know where to fill in all of my color. That's just the way I do it. Well, spring is in the air here in Canada where I live. And there's definitely going to be worms in the ground. I like worms because I'm a gardener, and worms are good for the soil. I love this green. Alright, now this is going to be a lot of marker I'm using, and I hope I have enough ink in here to cover the whole worm. Do you guys like worms? Some people are squeamish and they think they're gross because they squirm around. Sometimes I feel that way. If I'm gardening and all of a sudden I see a worm, I go, ooh. But then I remember, oh, they're good for the soil. They're good for my gardening. So I'll just move them over. Don't want to hurt him or her. See how I'm kind of coloring with this brush tip marker? It's almost like I'm painting. Kind of cool. Now, not all worms are green, right? I think a lot of the worms that we see in the garden are brown, but I really like green colors for worms. There are some green worms. I don't know what they're called. Are they called inchworms? Or glowworms? I don't remember what they're called. But there is a worm out there that has a really bright, bright green color. Might be a glowworm, I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. Is that a real thing? There. My worm is all nicely colored in green. So, how are you guys doing? I'm just going to move my page down so it's in the middle there for you to see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my black and I'm going to color in her pupils black. Now be careful, if your marker is wet and you put your hand on it, you're going to get green all over your hand, so be careful. I know that my marker is dry, so I'm okay here. You could always take a piece of paper and put it on there if you want to rest your hand on it. That way you won't get marker all over your hand. There we go, and now I'm going to do this one a little bigger. There we go. She's a happy worm. I'm going to make this one just a little more round. There we go. Okay, so now let's add some detail. Let's give her some eyelashes, just to make her look nice and cute. Okay, and we'll give her some eyebrows, and her eyebrows are going to be up here, above her head. And I want her to have some cheeks. So when you want to make it look like cheeks, you just do a few little semicircles at the edge of the mouth, like that. And we're going to just put some detail on her body, just a few little lines like this. Okay, so that's our worm. Wasn't that a fun, easy little drawing to do? Now, my friends, don't forget, sign your name. I want you to take ownership of this beautiful work of art that you just created today. You should be very proud of yourself. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, my friends, and remember, Mom and Dad, if you post your kids' art on Instagram, don't forget to tag me. The link is in the description below or in the About section of my channel. So we'll see you next time on Nature in the Universe. Thanks for watching. Bye.